The Delborough Lagos, ultimate sophistication. The Delborough Lagos, ultimate sophistication. The Delborough Lagos, ultimate sophistication. The Delborough Lagos, ultimate sophistication.
Welcome to Arco Group plc.
she did it very well. Even me, I was worried when I came in, but with her assurances, I think I'm very relaxed now that nothing will happen. And if there is any, they're even partnering with a lot of people, including Lagos Fire Service, so no issue. So let's relax and enjoy today. So for us to formally start, I think it might be appropriate for us to take the national anthem. So if we can take the national anthem, please. Thank you. You may all be seated. I noticed that many people were still struggling with this national anthem. So, for some of you are aspiring to lead Nigeria or to lead anything, I noticed it. It will be a basic assessment criteria for you to get even recruitment as a graduate. I think I will send it to my rep in National Assembly to move the motion that before you get any job, that you must sing national anthem without looking at anything. So thank you. I think, as I said earlier on, the caliber of people we have today confirms, assures me that we're going to have a very interesting conversation. Let me first of all start by welcoming our able Vice Chancellor, Professor Enase Okonedo, in our midst. Prof, you're welcome. Thank you. There are so many people here that does not require introduction or even to say anything about them because their profiles and who they are public knowledge. But just for formality purposes, let me welcome our keynote speaker that we all know, Mr. Aig-Imoukhuede. And our Dean, Professor Olayinka David-West. And we have a man that has so many companies. But when I introduce him, I will tell you a little bit about him. Dr. Cosmos Maduka. I'm sure during the panel session, he will tell you a little bit more about himself, where he has achieved so many things. But he will tell you his qualification of achieving those things. So Maduka, you're highly welcome. Thank you. And we have so many other people that I might not, I think Mr. Neto Razulike is here. Is he here? I think I saw, he's here. Okay, he's coming. So we also have Professor Uchenna Ozo, our academic director, and so many other people. So we are highly welcome. But for us to properly start, I think it might be appropriate for us at this moment to invite our Vice Chancellor to give us a brief welcome speech. Professor Okonedo, please. Thank you. If you can give her a round of applause. Please keep clapping until she gets here.
our keynote speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dean of the Lagos Business School, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. It is indeed an honor and my pleasure to welcome you all to the International Family Business Conference 2025 of Lagos Business School. This conference began last year, and in my opinion, and the opinion of the people who attended, it was a resounding success. So I'm indeed delighted that the director of the Family Business Initiative at Lagos Business School, Dr. Okonedo, has decided to make this an annual event. And it is for good reason that I think that we convene here today. As we all know, family business are the backbone of economies, creating jobs, spurring innovation, and preparing not only people for business, but indeed for leadership. Because if you can create a business that outlasts you and outlasts several generations, then you are prepared to lead in whatever sphere you find themselves. So I would like to thank Dr. Okonedo for continuing with this initiative. Today we're gathered here to listen to insightful comments and remarks from a lot of people, our keynote speaker and the distinguished lineup of speakers that we have. I do believe that today's event will prepare us to either strengthen our existing businesses or to set the tone and the stage for how we can go on and create new businesses. As we all know, the informal economy in Nigeria it's far larger than the formal economy. When we look at the rates of unemployment, when we look at the rates of underemployment, one of the things that we can do to create more jobs, to ensure that our youth are gainfully employed, is to ensure that family businesses and other businesses thrive. Through generations, we come from a culture in which family businesses have existed. From the market women to the Igbo traders, all over the country, we do have businesses. But then what typically happens, as we all know, is that all too often they fail to outlast the people who founded them. But it is starting to change. And amongst our distinguished speakers today, we have people who have created businesses and they have left those businesses, but the businesses continue to thrive. My role today is just to welcome all of you. I do hope that today's discussions will provide you with insights, will provide you with ideas, and will strengthen your resolve to continue to grow your own businesses. Once again, thank you very much, and you're most welcome.
Thank you, our able Vice Chancellor. I think she deserves another round of applause. I'm not sure if you noticed that she didn't read anything from a welcome speech, just like that, which confirmed that she's really a professor. I'm sure you know that if he's in Abuja now, there will be a paper that will be brought for her to read. I mean, when she's done, she will just, but this one she did it very, so thank you very much, our Vice Chancellor. And I think to do an opening remarks, it will also be an excellent one. Let me invite Professor Olayinka David-West, our Dean, to give an opening remarks, please. Can you keep clapping until she gets here?
Good morning, everyone. And pardon me, I will read an address that we have prepared on behalf of the Lagos Business School. So our keynote speaker, the Vice Chancellor, Pan-Atlantic University, esteemed family business leaders, distinguished academics, industry experts, and honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all. It is with immense pride and profound gratitude that I stand before you today as we convene the 2025 International Family Business Conference. At Lagos Business School, we create and transmit management and business knowledge based on a Christian conception of the human person and economic activity that is relevant to Nigeria and Africa at large. And family businesses are a very special category of transformational businesses. Family businesses are not merely enterprises. They are living, breathing legacies. They are a bedrock of economies, the custodians of tradition, and safeguards of innovation. Globally, they contribute over 70% to the world's GDP and provide livelihoods for millions. Their unique strength lies in their remarkable duality, the seamless integration of entrepreneurial vision with enduring family values. Yet, we're acutely aware of the formidable truth. Sustaining a family business across generations is one of the most demanding leadership challenges. While the dynamism of the first generation often yields remarkable success, the transition to the second is fraught with peril, and the journey to the third is even more precarious. What then distinguishes those who endure from those who fade? The answer lies in stewardship, the art of cultivating wealth, wisdom, succession, and a lasting legacy. This is precisely why the theme, Preparing the Next Generation for Stewardship, Building a Lasting Legacy for Family Businesses, is so profoundly relevant. Over the next few hours, we will delve into the essence of nurturing responsible, visionary, and values-driven successors. Our mission for this conference, which we have gathered and designed, is really, one, to illuminate the foundational principles of stewardship as the cornerstone for enduring success. Two, to empower next-generation leaders with the mindset and competencies to lead with both heritage and innovation. Three, to bridge the critical gap between tradition and transformation, ensuring family businesses remain competitive, cohesive, and future-ready. And four, inspire through authentic narratives of successful transitions where legacy and progress coalesce harmoniously. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can you expect today? You will glean invaluable insights from renowned scholars, seasoned practitioners, and multi-generational family business leaders who have navigated these intricate pathways with remarkable success. Through engaging keynotes, insightful panel discussions, and interactive sessions, you will acquire actionable strategies for effective mentorship and the next generation readiness, robust frameworks for aligning family and business governance to foster long-term resilience, strategic insights into engaging younger generations, seamlessly blending their dynamism with time-honored wisdom. As we embark on this enriching journey, I leave you with this profound reflection. A family business is more than a mere asset. It is a sacred covenant between generations. The decisions we make today will reverberate through decades to come. Let us approach these discussions not merely as academics or executives, but as architects for a sustainable future. Thank you for your presence today and your unwavering commitment to excellence, legacy, and the enduring growth of family enterprises worldwide. I bid you welcome and thank you, and let the dialogue begin.
Thank you very much, our Dean. You know, as an obedient child, I followed my parents and became a teacher because they were teachers. If I had known, I would have gone into family business. I think with what our Dean said, I think I'm rethinking this my teaching profession. Maybe from now, I will think of doing family business. And I actually have a PhD, and some people with primary 3 did very, very well and achieved so much. So our Dean, thank you very much. I think she deserves another round of applause, please. I intentionally didn't introduce somebody when I was welcoming some people. The reason is because that we are gathered here because of his thinking, because of his efforts, because of his interest in what we are doing today. And we started this last year, and you can see that it's going very, very well. And he has got his, anytime he does this, or even other things that he does, he normally bring in a cream of people that you will say that are the best in the industry and in what we are doing. And since he started these issues about family business in Lagos Business School, it's been going exceedingly very, very well. And that's Dr. Aig-Imoukhuede, who is the Director of Family Business Initiative in Lagos Business School. So let me invite him now to just tell us a little bit about this Family Business Initiative Conference. Dr. Nwuke, please. Thank you. Can we give him another as he walks in? Thank you.
Good morning. No, I didn't hear that my own voice would seem to be louder than that of a multitude, and that cannot be correct. Good morning. Thank you. I'm supposed to have a presentation, so I would like if that has been loaded on the screen, because I like the audience to participate in what we are doing. You see, I have papers here because I'm not a professor, so. You see, professor don't hold papers, so I have papers because I can be very obvious because I'm not a professor. So now, while the presentation comes on this screen, I think I will start. First of all, by joining the welcome, joining the past speaker to welcome all of us for being here today. This is the second of the annual series of this conference. And my job at this time is just to let us know, again, what the Family Business Initiative of Lagos Business School is, why we started it, and what we hope to achieve. So we want to share, we take you through the journey that we have started and then where we are today. Because our objective from all of that, both the Dean and the Vice Chancellor said was, how do we create a platform that will put certain things on the front burner? A lot of issues around family business tend not to be discussed. Everybody is suffering from the same thing, but nobody is talking about it. Everybody thinks these are unique. Maybe the village people that are causing the problem or something. Perhaps, meanwhile, these are general issues that need to be discussed. And that is what we hope to achieve by using this platform, Lagos Business School Family Business Initiative. So like I said, our purpose in the initiative is to use our activities, our platforms to inspire family business leaders to put certain things on the front burner, which is the issue that will ensure that their businesses last beyond them. Anything we are doing, the question we ask ourselves, how do you ensure that after running this race, all the struggles you've gone through as an entrepreneur, finding the business, nurturing it, growing it, is it that the day you exit might not necessarily be dead, the day you get tired, the day you have another intention, want to do something different, does it mean the business will end with your own personal life journey? And I think we started it from what we see from other climes, where generations, we talk about businesses that are in the 4th generation, 5th generation, 10th generation, and still going. I always mention the Japanese business that is now 1,850 years. It has mutated, gone through several things, what they started with and what they are doing now, but that business can still see the lineage of that business. Why can't that happen in our own climate? That's the question we keep asking ourselves. So the conference for 2025 is basically, to put that on the front burner. And is the build-up of the last year's conference, which is basically, the theme of last year was, 2024 was, how do you convert from an enterprise to a family institution? Now, so we assume that we've gone through that, the lessons, from that and all of that. Now, the theme of this year is, how do you, now having created an institution, how do you ensure that that institution lasts beyond you? So how do you prepare the next generation for stewardship? I use the word stewardship, I didn't say leadership. A lot of us focus on how do I make sure I hand over the business to my son or my daughter. We are going to talk about that. Even if that son or daughter is not interested in the business, we want to force it on him or her. Now, if you remember, why did you set up the business? Is to provide financial safety and whatever for your family, not to make them to work. If they want to work, thank God. If they don't want to work, then there are other professionals that can do the job. We'll be hearing a lot more of that, in this conference. So the theme of this year, like I said, preparing the next generation for stewardship, building a lasting legacy for family businesses. Now, the keynote speaker have been, have been introduced. People say it does not require introduction. Maybe you know him more from the banking space, Of course, he has done everything in banking, currently the chairman of Access Holdings, PLC. But we did not invite him here because of his banking pedigree. We invited him here as a keynote speaker because he runs today one of the most functional family offices in the country, which is basically preparing that next generation. So we want to hear from him because every day of his current life, what he does is about that. So we want to hear from him. All of us are also going to benefit from that. What does it mean to, when you hear stewardship? Somebody asked me, when you hear a steward, they think maybe he those ones you see in the church that wear ties and tell you where to sit or where not to go. I say no, certainly not. Now, what you'll be hearing about stewardship is that oversight, that care, duty of care. How do you keep that business? How do you ensure that decisions for today do not only benefit the current generation, but also stay there beyond the next generations? So that if you have that mindset, the actions and decisions you take will certainly be different. We are not going here for the short term, but you are here for the long run. So, but I'm sure all of us should wait and listen to him and the panelists that we have put together today. If you think about how do we come up with the panel, we always go through a lot of discussions and iteration before we come up with the panel. Look at generation, look at what people have done, look at what are they bringing. You're going to hear from people who have succeeded very much in their business and maybe at the phase of preparing their next generation. You're also going to hear from one of our panelists who the prior generation had a very successful family business, but for some reason, it did not continue. So that could have been that could have been done differently and all of that. We are going to also hear from that. So we like to bring people from diverse backgrounds, both in experience and even in what they've done in their business and the stage of their family, so that all of us can benefit and see the challenges we go through, even in what is being discussed. So one other thing we are going to do today, we are going to present outcome of a survey we commissioned. For every conference like this, we always like to go back to the community, the stakeholder group in the family businesses, on certain things, especially relating to the theme. So we asked a lot of questions, and we got some feedback. We are going to present that. That will also help us, even in the discussion that we're going to be having. So that result of that survey will be presented in the later part of this program. Now, what do you as participants expect to get out of this? We believe that at the end of the day, everybody that has been here today will certainly get insights. Like I said, a lot of things happen to all of us, but sometimes we think it's unique to us. When you hear that the issue you're going through is also being, affecting another family business, it's easier for you to relate and, see people who have done it differently. What did they do? Can I learn from that? You ask questions, we get answers. So the expectation today is for everybody that is in this room, we're going to get insights into the concept of stewardship in particular, because I'm going to dwell a lot about that in all the discussions. Now, how do you ensure that, you are going to get a network of people that are here today. You are going to see people that are doing the kind of business you do, who have done it, or going through the same challenge you are going through in your family business. So that networking is also very critical for you to also know that you are not alone. I think one club, even though I'm not their supporter, they say we don't work alone, even though in the recent time they worked alone in all their 3 matches. Some of you may know the club. It's called Liverpool. Now, one other thing that we're going to get today is, like I said, different approaches, innovative approaches of solving the same problem. How are people preparing their next generation, which is the key part of the takeaway today. So at the end of the day, we are going to also get questions, answers, from all of these perspectives that will enrich the takeaway from this. And then one key thing that we also like to talk about is, it's been proven that the unity of a family has a predictive way. If a family is not united, that no way the family will be successful going forward. Once the family business, the unity of the family is linked to the continued success of that business. So then, but are there things to be done for unity? Now, when I also talk about unity, it's not, that's what is called tough love. It's not unity that my son today wants to, maybe my turnover is $1 million. My son wants to make an expense of maybe $500,000. I say for unity, let me give him $500,000. No, that's not unity. We talk about all of us understanding the purpose why we are here as a family, what is required for the business, what is required for the family, and that brings cohesion. But that cohesion is important. So that's a major takeaway today. One other thing that I also like to talk about is our programs going forward. The family business is not just the conference that we do, but from the insight we get from these conferences, we design programs that attend to some of those issues around governance, around succession planning, around how do you manage conflict, that's conflict resolution. How do you balance family issues, family needs with business needs? Then how do you manage wealth when you've created one? Because the easiest thing to do is to fritter wealth. It's more difficult to create wealth. It's very easy to take it out. So those are some of the some of the programs that we run. Then subsequently, in May, we have a program called, this particular program, we run it now for about, this will be the 5th year, Managing the Family Business to Last Beyond Its Founders, the Building Blocks. This will be a virtual program. It will be done in May. I think the date has been set, May 20 to 23, 3-day workshop. But this one, we have to pay for it. Today's one is pro bono. We are not charging anybody for this one. But that particular one, I urge all of you. And it's going to be virtual. So location is not a challenge for you, wherever you are. And I always advise people to attend this program, not just alone. Attend with your family, especially the spouse and the children that are available. Because when everybody hears the same thing, when we're taking decisions, it's a lot easier to move, on the same principle. So please mark that in your calendar, May 20 to May 22. It will be virtual for 3 days, and I recommend that to you. Everybody that attended that program have seen changes also in their family business. Then sometime in September, we're also going to have, again, another program called Governance and Succession in Family Businesses. This is the first time we're introducing this program. Again, from the outcome of the feedback we get from people who have attended our events, that we need that program. And that program, like I said, will take place in September. Again, we are going to be paying for that, for all of it. I think we should mark that date in our calendar. Then we'll also be having the webinars, on a quarterly basis on different topics, bringing different people, just to enrich the discussion. Our purpose in Lagos Business School Family Business Initiative is to put issues of the family businesses on the front burner. Other things, it looks like if you don't shout about your problem, you don't even begin to solve it. There are issues in the family business with longevity, succession, survival beyond the founders. I think the statistics is very frightening. Less than 30% of the family businesses have managed to outlive their founders. You know what I mean? That means 70% of very successful businesses tend to fail at the time the founder is exiting. I'm sure we can do better if we can change that narrative. Now, so we'll be having those webinars. Now, what we also invite all of us to join us to partner with the Lagos Business Family Business Initiative. First of all, we thank our sponsors. You can see we got quite a number of sponsors today, because this program, like you said, we don't charge for attendance. For now, maybe as things go on, for sustainability also, you may have to start charging. But for now, let's enjoy it. We're not charging for that. But courtesy of our sponsors, who have, if you look at the list, you see quite a number of important names in the industry who have come to support us. What we'll be looking for going forward is a sustainable approach to the sponsorship. We might be looking for sponsors to say maybe for the next 5 years, so we have an idea, we'll get a commitment for sponsorship, so we can plan all the other things we want to do to make sure that the family business story begins to change in our country. Once again, I want to thank all of us who are here today. I believe that this will be the best investment of your time. I know some people will say, oh, this 1 hour I can make so much money. But think of making so much money and putting them inside a basket than maybe spending time having a strong basket, having a tough container to put that wealth. That's the way I look at issues, that if you don't attend to these issues, you might just as well be toiling in vain. So again, on behalf of Lagos Business School Family Business Initiative, I welcome all of us and thank our sponsors for making this happen. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nwuke. I think he deserves another round of applause for what he has done. as I said, we wouldn't have been here if not because of his network, his efforts, his commitment to what we are trying to do. And as he said, we have so many firms and individuals that have contributed and supported what we are doing today. We will talk about them later on, but it might be good to just mention that we have First Bank, Access ARM Pension, Active Edge, Tengen, Coleman, Mary Stan, Brela, First Ali, Stanel, RMB, and Saro Africa Group. Interestingly, as Dr. Wonke was talking, the Oga of Saro Africa, Oga Rashid Sarumi, walked in. And when he was coming, I thought he was a senator, but when I now looked properly, I saw it was him. So, Dr. Oga Rashid, you are highly welcome. I think as you go, I'm sure that this your cap or hat was done through a family business. And I'm sure before you go, we'll ask you who did it for you, because it's fitting you very, very well. And as 2027 is coming, maybe we'll start thinking about you going to Abuja to do something else. So thank you very much, Dr. Nwuke. Let me say that as I was seated at the back when we are preparing to start this conference, I was gisting with some people. So somebody looked at our keynote speaker and said he looks very, very gentle and very, very, he looks like a pastor. So another person said, no, he's a very, very tough man, very, very tough. He said you should ask people that worked in Access Bank or Coronation or as the case may be. I didn't know. They said, what do you think? He said, do you know him? I said, I know him a little bit. That I remember when we were doing something for Coronation Insurance. Now we agreed on everything, agreed on timetable, agreed on everything. And we even agreed on dates. Suddenly they told us that he wants to see us, that we should come to and meet with him. And when we went to Coronation, he was asking us questions. I used to say we didn't even start. The thing has not even started at all. So he started questioning and questioning and questioning. I was praying, but at the end of it, I think my prayers overpowered his questioning, and he approved all that we wanted to do. So I think Dr. Nwuke has already said a lot about him. His profile is a public knowledge. Let me say that he's not invited here because as chair of Access Bank, of Access Holding, sorry. And you know before, when you talk about family business, we normally believe that family business is about apparentis, maybe Obika and Enterprises, maybe Akintola and Sons, or Mustafa and kids and all that. But you can see that family business is actually what is leading the global economy, from America, from UK, in Nigeria. So our guest speaker, our keynote speaker is invited for what he has done, not only in banking, not only in insurance, not only in technology, not only in real estate and energy, but what he's done across these places, and also for what he's doing in Tengen as the chair of Tengen Family Business Office. Let me say that he holds a law degree from University of Benin, a Triumph MBA from LSE, NAU, and Tech Paris, and is the author of the best-selling book, Leaving the Tarmac, Buying a Bank in Africa. I remember one day inviting him to come and do something. He told me that he has retired, that he retired at 50 years. And I was wondering, I said, how can you retire at 50 years? When some people are looking for a job, they are still sending their CVs at 48, 49. So on this note, let me invite Mr. Aigboje Aig-Imoukhuede to give his keynote address. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aigboje Aig-Imoukhuede. Now, before I begin to acknowledge our hosts, I was asked if I was going to use slides, and I responded, perhaps not. And then when I thought of the person who asked me if I was going to use slides, and I'll talk about him a bit, I said I better prepare some slides. Are they up so that I know whether I'm going to use them or not? Yes, thank you. Well, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Enase Okonedo, and our Dean, Professor David-West, my two great sisters, I want to publicly acknowledge and endorse the great work you are doing in the field of academia, in teaching at the very highest levels of excellence, and bringing such thought and such excellence to our own Nigeria, Lagos. I remember when I asked the question to myself, when would we go to a place where you drive 20 or 30 minutes and confidently know that you are going to get world-class education? This is as we strove to go to the Harvards and what have you. Not knowing that it would be sisters and brothers that would do so in my day and age. Congratulations and very well done. I told you that there was a gentleman who asked me to prepare slides. His name is Dr. Aig-Imoukhuede, who is the director of the Lagos Business School Family Business Initiative. Oke and I have worked for, I think, most of our professional life, at least probably 90% of our professional life to date, together in one way or the other. I know him very, very well. He's impressed me all the while that I've known him. And there is one thing that I kind of characterize Oke by, which is a desire to add value to anything that he's a part of, particularly adding value to others. And so it's not a surprise, actually, that when I learned of the Lagos Business School's incursion into an area of great importance as far as social and economic development of any nation is concerned, and I kind of tried to understand who is the driver, when I found Oke behind it, I was not surprised. I see also that you have convinced Dr. Maduka to impart his knowledge. I call him Doc, another great, great friend, senior to me. I know he likes to interact with the youth and make you feel he's young. He's like an uncle to me. He's not that young. And other great speakers. I think we will have a fireside chat, at some point in time this morning. Now, there are two things I'm going to do. I'm going to reflect on the concept of a family business. Very important, but I'm going to properly contextualize it because I think that sometimes there may be misconceptions of what a family business truly is all about. And then you've heard these words next generation, and you've heard stewardship and so on. And let's understand why family businesses and generational issues are so important. Thank you, Professor Ungu, for your kind introduction. And I would like us to go to the next slide.